You've heard of Google Meet and you've heard of Zoom. Now you've heard of Big Blue Button. And if you've done some online courses through university or just separate to other organizations, you might have done something called a Moodle, which is an online conferencing app that allows you to interact, go into different rooms, put links up. The reason why I went with Big Blue Button is I had seen a tweet about it, and it was extolling the virtues of all the extensions that it had done. I started with Google Meet, very much a Google person, and loved it, but just found it was lagging a little bit. And when I found out the other features of Big Blue Button, I opted for that for the duration of our time in school. Just before I go on to the next link, I just want you to look at the bottom right-hand corner that I've made this presentation with something called from Slides Mania, which is a fabulous thing to go explore. It's a person who doesn't really technically work in tech, but she's very much intrigued with tech, and she's put these presentations together, these backgrounds. So there's many things. That's a rabbit hole for another day, but I'll just give her credit for the background here, and I'll continue on. So a little bit about me. I'm a teacher in Halifax, and when I subbed, I subbed the whole school. So I really done primary to 6, a little high school, all the specialists. And I love finding ways to kind of express things in different ways. So you've seen word clouds before, so I'm just going to jump into this one. So you should be able, what should be popping up is the actual word art website. And what I liked about this one is most word art is static, but this one allows you to go in and pick out all the little words. So if you're discussing, anything with the class, whether it's how people felt during COVID, or, what are some elements of rocks, minerals, and, science or math thing, and everybody puts the words here. We can go in now and look at these little ones here and discuss individually what they are, like little Easter eggs. So just highlight that, just some of the things that make up me. And the link for the word art site is there as well. So yeah, definitely focus on technology, creative. I see all the C's, and I know there's a better way that we can be doing things. So session goals for today are, we're going to click all the buttons. That I think might be my Gaelic name. We're going to connect it to the curriculum and look at the elements of an online Meet class, because it's definitely great to look at how things work and turn them over, and where's this feature and what makes this easier, and what are the Easter eggs or the quick shortcuts. But then sometimes we're left with, we got to unpack all this, or we've got to take all this now and try to work this into what we're already doing. So today I like this to be kind of a dovetailing of where we want to use this, or how we can use the Big Blue Button platform. And a little advanced thought here is that Google Meet is updating. They're very responsive to user questions and requests, and so some of these things will be updated with with Google Meet later on. But it's always good to get a little preview of what's going on. And then again, we'll look at kind of some of the elements that make an online class meet kind of happen. So Big Blue Button, here's some of the things that they offer. It's space for participants. We have a presenter and also a collaborative whiteboard, which is snazzy in its own. There's a polling option, which is really, really great, and it shows you the results. Again, we're going to play with these ones. There's the public chat, but also shared notes. So sometimes when you're on a Zoom or a Meet, you can see the chat box, and then maybe you say, let's open up a doc and put some shared notes and share them. The shared notes are already there. This is really never fail fudge. You can share your screen, upload, share tabs. As the owner of this Meet here, or this Big Blue Button presentation here, I can give you permission to share your screen. You can become the presenter. I can mute people, all of those things. We can create breakout rooms, so then we can have people then go discuss certain things, and I can pop in and out of those meetings and discuss and listen and share, just the same way if you maybe had a group maybe in the hallway or on the stairs, and you kind of like bounce around the area to kind of talk to kids. There's live captions, closed captions in any language, which is bonus. There's presenter control, how you can lock or unmute or mute people as they come in, and then you have a little bit more control, as opposed to everybody coming in the room and maybe being a little disruptive, you have a control on that one. There's space to drop links, and there's an option to participate with and without audio video. So you see the similarities between, you know, Zoom and Meet and all these online ones. So the way you could get into this is on your own. Another day is through the website there, bbb.ednat.ns.ca. So this is the province's connection, because a Big Blue Button is a group of people in Ottawa that put this together, and a lot of this is open source that can be downloaded. But the board has done this for you, and this is their link. If you want to get into it another way, you just go to your regular GNSPES email in the HRCE, and we have an e-learning support document all put together. You go to the how-to tutorials, and then down the bottom, you'll see the link for the Big Blue Button. Okay, I'm just going to double check. I think that we have everybody in the Big Blue Button room, I believe. And just to confirm that we are recording, and all presenters, I've hit it before, but there's a little box that comes up here just to alert everybody that it is recording. It's just another visual to let you know, just to be aware of that one. So here we are just going to play. I'm going to take you around all of the buttons. So you see there's a whiteboard here that we can play with. There's different slides that you can interact with and create things on. But the first thing I want to show you is that, you know, for some students, it's good to show them that, you know, by clicking in the right-hand corner, you can make your screen, you know, bigger. We can go down here to the whiteboard and make this bigger. All of those things, because what happens is that students find that they say, well, I can't see, and they don't know. So it's good to let people know about those little things that maybe we know that we don't think that, or we're not sure that if others know or not. So it's enlarging your screen. So if you look over to the right, or sorry, to the left, you will see there's public chat and the shared notes. So down here in the public chat, this is just a place to, you know, have messages. This becomes now our chat board. I just want to make sure everybody's able to see all the things I'm clicking on. Okay, let's keep going on. And then if you, over on your left, if you hit the shared notes bar, then what we can do is we can just all start, you know, typing in, you know, say facts about the lecture, or, you know, put links and all of those things. And then all of your shared notes can be saved as a PDF. So that can go that can be saved and distributed, because once this room is closed, just like a Zoom or a Meet, everything defaults to 0. So there's all those different things that can happen. Dawning on me now, I think what I might do is, if I go into presenter mode, share my screen. Here we go. I'll do this one. Share my screen. Here we go. There it is. So if I share my screen here, then we can look over to the left here. I have, because I'm the originator, in the little cog here, I have all these different options here. So I can hit right close captions. I can select a language. Oh, I'm already in English. And then when we go into the, there it is. We go into the closed caption notes. Then I can start writing in the closed caption. There it goes. And then, oops, got to spell right. And then all of the words can come right across. So you're thinking of different learners that, you know, maybe need some visuals, or some, you can put in any language here. So this is multi-user. I know that we had the Saltwire notes that came out for students that came in English and French, and we were so grateful for those. But this gives an option for all the different languages in your class or in your group. So again, as the controller, I can mute users, I can save usernames. You can also, as the participant, you can go onto your little circle here and you can put in a status. So you could say, I'm, happy, thumbs up, I'm away, I'm confused, I have an answer. So right now I can see all the little circles of all the participants here. You could put in, so this could be something very much like Ken Shelton was saying, a little check-in. So how are we feeling today? And if it's something that you didn't want to share with the group, well, you're seeing this because I'm seeing this on my screen. This is something that you could send to me as a private message. So you would just click on your name and you can do a private message to the teacher, to somebody else in the group. And this worked well when I was doing a Google Meet with my small group meets. And I had one boy that was so excited to come to the meet. And then just before he realized he was seeing all of his friends that he wanted to see for so long, and emotions just overtook him. So his mom was able to private chat me and say, we're going to step away from the screen and we're coming back. So I was able to resolve that without revealing that to the rest of the group. So I'm just going to come back out of that because I just want you to see my screen for all of, for just a sidebar. So well, you'll see on the whiteboard below is a blank screen. And then I have a toolbar over to the right. So I can just, go ahead, start drawing things. I can change colors. I can put shapes in. All of those things, I can change the size of things that I'm writing. All of those fun things. I can put text in. There's all those things. But wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Shabam. Go nuts is what I would say. Give it a try. Have fun. See what you can do. And also, if you're finding the whiteboard that you had is too small, just simply go down to the bottom right to the X, and you can enlarge that. So now you're seeing the full screen. And on my screen, it looks like, ants crawling around on, on the sidewalk. It is so neat. The other thing I can do to preserve anonymity is I can mute all your names. So then I just took a sample picture of this because it's really neat to see. And I can, but I wouldn't necessarily post that with student names because of the anonymity picture. But it's really interesting to see all the different things you can do with this one. So if you were doing, say, geometry or math or different things, you can put all of your questions up here, and then I have the power to do this, and then lock it, and then now we have objet d'art. Oh, somebody, Allison, you wrote in cursive writing. Bonus points for you. So that's right. So if I went to slide 3 now, and let's say I had, oops, that is way too large. So there's ways to fix things really quickly, and there's a way to erase. So let's say I could do this in text, or write it out here. So maybe I'll display that, and on students on their whiteboards that maybe they have, or a piece of paper in a Ziploc bag to use as a home DIY whiteboard. Maybe students are going to answer this for me, maybe do a strategy, and then maybe they're going to display the whiteboard here, or show me a little sticky note. All of those things, they can do that. Or maybe I'll say I'll have one volunteer. Let's take I don't know, Allison. Do you want to be a volunteer and fill your boots? Maybe how you would solve this, what answer you would give, and then she has the control of the whiteboard to do this one. Look at the brilliance of this. Oh, snap. Look at her using her strategies. Allison, I heard your thinking. So while she's doing this, the rest of us could be engaged in a conversation about what we think and what we do, because maybe if I felt that one student may be nervous or shy to be coming up to the whiteboard or the marker board, maybe I'll have a few people do this at the same time, so now the pressure is off. But this is this interactive piece, and the rest of us could be chatting about this, or we could be in the chat box saying, I noticed what you did here, or look at this. This Allison was on the ball. Wow, extra dessert for you, Allison. So we can continue to talk about this one. Look at her. Snaps for Allison. You're a muffin. And then I can continue on and do maybe a couple of more. Maybe I would, put the whiteboard in a couple of pieces, all of those things, or put the geometry in there. And then I can go back to Allison's work and go from there. Or I could put a challenge out, open up the whiteboard and say, let's make a geometric collaborative mural. So you're live, folks. What geometric collaborative mural can we make together? So, and also this is what I did when I started meetings. I had the whiteboard live because everybody's coming in at their own pace. Like in somebody's, if maybe they've dropped the call or the link and they had to back out and they had to restart again. So I've got 3 or 4 people in front of me twiddling their thumbs, and I don't want to start messages because I don't want to repeat myself 12 times. So I just put the whiteboard out and say, have at it. And these collaborative art murals just kind of happened. And then they figured out how if they slant it, they could make it kind of 3D. It did come sometimes as a competitive nature where they would just scribble in color and try to make it all blue and all pink and all white and all yellow and all of those things. There's all that. But when they really cottoned on to, looking at other people's work, that whole collaborative piece came in. And wow, you folks, this should be hanging at the new archive. Oh, there's the 3D effect. Lovely. Oh, it's looking good. And now, I can jump here saying that we've got a story because the 3 blue squares, is that part of a building? Those purple ones, is that a step? Is this a person being down there? Is this what's that? The science sign, all those things. So we've got a story going on here that what we can do. Okay, so I'll pause your fun for now. So just know that this is an interactive feature that you could go so many ways with this one. It goes from primary to 12 and then some. So we can adjust the window size. The other thing I can do is I can start a poll, my friends. So I can just verbally ask a question. Favorite type of ice cream? Is it A, vanilla? Is it B, strawberry? Or is it C, chocolate? So A is vanilla, B is strawberry, and C is chocolate. Shabam. So on your screen, oh, look at you voting, people. So on what I'm saying on my screen, I'm going to share in a moment. I'm seeing the live results go through. I'm seeing all the letters you've pushed. I'm seeing a bar chart, and I'm seeing the percentages, and I hit this magic button. And down on the right-hand corner is the live results. So we have people who are fans of chocolate, and then there's 75%. So think of all the math that just goes with that alone, and it's something interesting. I could also, give over the rights of this presentation to somebody else and have somebody else come on, have them think of a polling question. And when you think of Google Slides, you may have a presentation where there's a piece of information, maybe you're doing rocks and minerals, and then there's a slide that says, give me an example of, or is this an example of a metamorphic igneous or sedimentary rock, right in the slide. So what Big Blue Button does is it recognizes this. So you can upload a presentation and you can have, there you go, your live slide. So I can put, is it A, B, or C? Is this piece of earth jewelry? What do we think it is? And then we can have a conversation of why did you choose which one you chose? And then what are the qualifications, as opposed to somebody who's just going to, rhyme off what 3 forms of rock are metamorphic. The Jeopardy answers. Now we're going to get into the qualifications, what makes it now, or maybe there's a story. I went to a beach this summer and we went rock hunting and we found this interesting rock. We dove into, research, found out what it was, and my grandpa told me this. So now we're really interacting with the curriculum here. So we'll do the polling results. Oh, we're in a dead heat. This one actually is an igneous piece of rock, and we can continue on with, or I could have said, why do the bees think it's this? Or somebody from the sea, why do you think it is? Or even better yet, why did nobody say sedimentary? So look at how much we're unearthing. See what I did there? So I'll, and then to bring it back, there's the default presentation here. So it just goes back to our lovely work here. So that's just another other feature that we have. So there's the closed captioning, the poll, uploading a presentation. I can share an external video. So if there's YouTube link that you want to put in here that works for you, for your class, you want to put a clip. I would caution, we always know to look through different things that we share with students, whether it's, YouTube or whether it's a certain book or magazine or website or whatever. But there is something, and I'll put it down and I'll put it in the public chat box here, is safe YouTube, youtube.com. So if you use that filter, and actually it's in my presentation as well, safeyoutube.com, you put the video website in there, and it will filter through all the pop-ups and all of the ads, and it'll stop it, so you're not getting more videos at the end. You're not seeing the panel of other videos, so the students aren't saying, can we watch this, can we watch this, can we watch this? And so it's just another layer before you would just upload a YouTube video straight from the internet. Okie dokie. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, was there any questions? I always wonder if I'm going too fast or we're going to continue on. Okay, we're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the second half of my presentation from where we left off. There we are. Okay, so you've all done this part. You've all graduated. Yes, you'll get your ribbons in the mail. So, seeing a lot on I'm a Twitter person, so I'm seeing a lot of when the, American schools and the schools out west, they were doing Zoom meetings earlier than we were. And you're hearing all these, seeing all these tweets about behavior and monitoring children and, not trying to judge or wag fingers, but trying to think of, wow, like this isn't really school, they're in their home. But quickly, as things came east, it quickly became apparent that you had to have at least some protocols or some norms. So these were made by the referencer at the bottom at Nicey82 and at Jen Calderon on Twitter. So I want to give them credit. You can follow them there. So this is just an option to think about, to give students kind of the heads up of what are some expectations. Certainly this is an opportunity to talk about, what students are feeling, what they need. And then as the teacher, the presenter, always saying, what I find it difficult when maybe I'm trying to share something and somebody is bringing their cat to the screen, or, cats will walk over screens, so that's a given. Or, maybe somebody's dancing in the background, but then recognizing that we can't sit. This is not normal for us. Just like, Ken Shelton, very smartly said yesterday, we have to get up and move and all those things. But this is just a resource that, you could tuck into your toolbox as something that you might think about, or you might use or replicate, if you want. You don't have to be as fancy with all of the Bitmojis, but it's just something that you can, jump off of. So, and also that the fact that some people may not want to be visible on camera and may not want to have their audio on. So we're just trying to think of everything here. This is new for everybody. We're all going to be first years, everything next year. So it's just something to keep in mind. So for me, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just some things that I observed, I noticed, I kind of found out as I was going, is that we need ways to show and share. We need to unmute, draw, present, apps, all those videos. We need to kind of put all those elements into a Google Meet. Again, referencing Ken Shelton, again, something that I was following and doing. And what we would do in the doors, we would say, hello, how are you? What's going on? We'd get notes from parents knowing that, maybe the family pet is sick, so to kind of heads up about that child, or maybe somebody's coming in, looking down at their shoes and scuffing in, and okay, I'm going to give that person a second. So we need a way to kind of do that online. So this link here just goes to a form. It's just a rudimentary one that I did really quickly in reference to Ken. And just a couple, you can change those up, and then something I can do, and then this links to the Google. It puts all the data together, and then I really liked how he had it conditioned to, if he had ones that weren't really feeling great today, that hey, those are certain colors, so we could kind of eyeball those really right away, and then speak to those students or give them their space, or maybe a little bit of a wider berth, or a moment in a quiet space, all those things. So that's just what's going to replace the at the door if we happen not to be at the door come the fall. Also to the just like I have the whiteboard there for kids to kind of let off some steam, show their creativity, play, interact, have that first greeting time. Another thing that I would put up just as people were coming in, is to kind of get that brain boost going, is an online boggle. Now this is the online version, but you could just cut and paste a picture in here. So in this one, the students, they could just verbally, write it down, or tell me, or write down their whiteboard and keep it there. But if you gave this to them individually, what they do is they circle they get the word there, they add the word, and then they're finding out how many words are wrong. So this could even branch into a spelling thing. Now it does randomly give you the letters, but you could definitely make one of these up on just a piece of paper and upload it as a picture. And maybe it's going to be your science words, or spelling words, or spelling patterns. Maybe you're going to have a lot of EAs or OUs all there together. So this is just something to not necessarily keep them occupied, but to keep them engaged and involved and get that conversation going. Because some people aren't morning people. Some people, wake up and just hit the ground ready to go. But it's a group connector, collaborator. Another interactive thing is the wheel decide. So I think it started out for what restaurants people were wanting to go to, because people are so indecisive of what they wanted. So you can just take this and customize it. So what I did for this one, and I keep the little jazzy noises in there, is made this one for a writing item. So this one would be if you had a missing item, and then there's all the fanfare and all of those things. So what this does is it instead of saying, what do you want to write about? Or in your workshop, you never say, what did you do over the summer? Or what did you do for Thanksgiving? But now this is interactive, because we will spin this a couple of times, and we'll have a discussion about the story, or what could be in the story, and then they're set off writing. So it's like the mini writing workshop type model. This is the safe YouTube.net video that I was saying about the safe filter. Talking about what's the lesson's goal or focus on the specific skill, the same way we would do in the class. Today yesterday we talked about this, today we're moving on to this, or we're going to continue on. That could be something like a banner on your your online lesson, not just for students, so they can kind of gauge of, okay, this is what we're doing, but also there's family around too, and they're hearing what's going on. And I think it was a benefit that we were all home, in the sense that teachers brought the school in the house, and parents came to school, in a sense. So they're hearing what's going on, and so this homeschool connection is really tying together. So we had the interactive whiteboard as well, and another one I found was Whiteboard FI. So if I was in the classroom, I have clipboards or whiteboards, the students, just the way Allison did all her wonderful work, we could have all the students doing their answers and their strategies, and then hold it up. But online, that's a little bit difficult. So I'm going to take you to Whiteboard in a second to show you. That's this little green and white picture with all these children in the grid. It's amazing. You've heard of Padlet. So it's just it's basically an interactive corkboard, online bulletin board that you put all stickies in, and pictures and message, and just a way to collaborate, to curate information, so students can be working all together and on a topic. And I know there's many, many uses for that. You've heard and seen of Padlet. Now Miro is the middle one. So this is the pink and yellow and orange sticky notes. It's another kind of version of Padlet, although it goes a little bit further. Just like Google Meet has many of the same things as Big Blue Button. Big Blue Button takes things a little bit further. Miro takes things a little bit further. I'm going to come back that one in a second because I just want to touch on. We've seen if you're on Twitter or social media, you've seen people do Bitmoji classrooms, and they're cute and they're fun. I made one. There seems to be always, there's a pattern. People get on board, jump on the bandwagon, and then people start pulling threads at, things that were missed, or it's not working with people. So we get so far, we realize, oh, we have to amend, we have to adapt, we have to change. Seems to be a little backlash about Bitmoji classrooms that people are pressured to get on them, and that's not the point of them. So I'll jump into mine. This was a way for me to communicate. Oh, sorry. This is the link to how to do the video. I'll jump onto mine in just 1 second. This is was my way to interact with my classroom and for them to have choice in what they're doing, and video links and things that they could go on. The other one down here is Illustrative Math, and I'm just going to press that one just for 2 seconds. This goes on for days and days and days. It's one question a day. All the slides are there. Oh, there's a glitch here. It's just going to take a second to warm back up. There it is. It's the picture, but the beauty of this is it has questions from primary to 5. And I sent these out to the students with this portion on it. I didn't cut it out just for grade 3 because maybe they'll look at the grade 2 question, or maybe they want to jump to the grade 5 question, or little brothers and sisters who maybe weren't meeting that day, they were on board. So this becomes a family thing. So I just put that out as a resource. But what it was is with Big Blue Button, I was able to take this link in and show it live on the video. So I am gonna pop out of this for a second. There we go. And what I'm going to do is give you the Whiteboard FI in the link. I will pause just to make sure that we're still doing okay and I'm not ramrolling you with too much information. Looking good? Okay. So down in the chat box here, left is right and right is left, is a link for whiteboard.fi. And just like, .com and .org signify certain things, .ca means Canada, .fi means Finland, because I actually contacted the creators of this. I started this right away when I found it, and they're really open to changing and opening up different things and making this easier for teachers. So there we go. We've got everybody's going to get their own individual whiteboard here. And the beauty of this is you can just go and color and draw and do all of those lovely things. And from my side, I can see all of your names. But what I can do is I can hide the names for anonymity. Nobody else sees them. You're only seeing your own screen. So there's lots of teacher controls. And I'm seeing all of your boards in a grid. So I have my own teacher whiteboard. And what I can do is I can see all your lovely artwork, which is just delicious. What I can do is let you play. But on my teacher control, I have something called Push to All Students. So what you will see is 3/4. I've overridden your work. So I could write a whole math question here, or I could put this up and then I could say, show me 3/4 in any way that you want. So now that we don't have the one person who has their hand up and says, oh, it's a pizza pie cut in, this, or it's a cake, or it's chocolate bar, all those things. I don't have somebody, blurting out their views. What I have is people heads down, figuring out their own, or leaning in, not heads down, leaning in to show it could be words, it could be a sketch, it could be a picture. And when we're back in the class, you know, physically, I will still use Whiteboard FI, even though they're sitting they're sitting a meter apart, you know, within chatting distance. I'll still use, you know, verbal responses and ask student, could you, you know, share your strategies and share your examples. But what I'll do is still have this one out so they can have their own individual thing. And then definitely whiteboards, and never give up a whiteboard or paper and crayons. Absolutely. They can do an interpretive dance if they want. But what I have now is I've curated all these answers the same way that you would put, like, maybe you're running around the room with sticky notes and a clipboard doing notes, you know, for assessment or what, you know, strategies. Oh, grid. So found grid paper. I now have this curated. So there's so many things that you can do. If there is anybody who is being a little inappropriate, I have the rights to, I can boot you out. I can send you a message. If I see somebody is struggling a little bit, I can send you a personal message on your board that nobody else sees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop back to Big Blue Button. So let's go back there. And, you know, we had to figure out all different ways to show things. So I'll get my light out of the way here. There we go. So that's what I was seeing on my screen, as all your lovely work in a grid. So I have everybody's view. Now, I mean, I just showed quickly, but if I saw somebody had a really good strategy, I might say, oh, so-and-so, Allison or Beth or Cyril or Janique, would you like to share yours? So I could give you the presentation and you could take that over, and then we could have you discuss some of your things that you're doing there. So a Whiteboard online is free. You create the room. Once you close out, though, again, everything vanishes. It's like Cinderella's pumpkin. It all goes away once you close the thing. You can save it as a PDF. Those little things as well. The last thing I will show you really quickly is, I'll just jump in really quickly. And a lot of these things are not mandatory. They're just options that really bridge a lot of the tech that for curriculum, not just to play around. It is tech for a purpose. There's always time for, you know, play is an important part of learning. So have the kids engage and check things out. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to share one last time. There we go. And it should be up. My Bitmoji classroom is up. Oops, there we go. Just checking. Okay, here we go. So in all of this is just a sample. Everything here was hyperlinked to a video, a lesson, something they could do. This was a glitter jar because talking about social emotional learning. You know, emoji chart, where were you? They didn't have to necessarily tell me why. It was just a check-in for them. This was those 360 interactive virtual field trips, so we didn't feel like we were, you know, inside all the time. And this was my copy of my class bingo. So each week there was lessons, interactives, all of those things, different things on, you know, magnets, different books that I was able to read and make videos of with permission of the authors, some new fun tech that I received, the splats. And then this was, you know, we all love stickers, or I can, you know, say for myself that I love stickers. And, you know, you can make virtual online stickers of the ones that are on the back of your screen. So the trick is, this is just an interactive way for students to get into some of the lessons without having always go in the doc, where we have to search what was the latest thing, that it was always here, it was always present. This could also be a place, you know, I did a class website just for the parents that had some how-to videos, intro ideas, links to certain things. It could be here, it could be like a newsstand. So I just put that up there. I'll come back. There we go. I just put that up there just to show that there's all of these things that can be brought in. The big blue button, the Zoom, the Meet is just the vehicle for us to interact and engage. And again, all of this doesn't have to be online wizardry, although it's fun. But having them at home with, their whiteboard and there's certainly online hundreds charts, but having a few here, so you're like the CTV, person. Checking in with students, I found was a big plus. So I have these cards. It's how I'm feeling, and it was just there's like some answer questions on the back. It was just a vehicle for us. So holding things up was to the screen, and the students were able to do that. Like when they couldn't hear, of course, your mic is not on, or they put messages up. It made it more personal, interactive. And I always have my tickle trunk of stuff in the back. So we had our little soapbox of cards and dice handy, so we could play, add the two numbers or multiply the two numbers, or three numbers, all those things. And it gave kids a chance to be engaged, interact, and talk about strategies. We know some kids, like, the screens are really small and they didn't have them large. So, having the Mondo size cards, anything that's, novelty to work with. One thing that they really like too is you may have seen these types of cards in schools where the answer is 6, but which one of these circles is 6? So I would point, this is the A circle and this is the B circle. So which would be an answer of 6? Is it the A circle or the B circle? Oh, you smarty pies. You got it. So as you are doing that, I'm able to see the polling results. I'll just stop it right here. I'll bring it in. So you can see the polling results at the bottom of the whiteboard, and then it gives us more to kind of talk about and go. And again, for grade 3, like just little things like this. So it doesn't always have to be razzle dazzle. There's like little homemade things. All of those things that gives you an opportunity to connect. This is what we miss. This is what students miss. This is what they're going to need when they come back. And for me, this Moodle type atmosphere, this blue button platform really helped me out. So whichever one you use, well, I don't think we can use Zoom in most cases, but big blue button, Google Meet, if there's something else, if there's a video conference that you have with your students through Google Slides, it's a way to connect with students, and it's a way to engage the learners and help communicate, and many ways to then curate your information and save your information and continue. I think I'll pause for that because I've really tossed quite a lot out there, but all of the links are all in the presentation. Feel free to contact me anytime. You may follow me on Twitter, but what I'm going to do is put it down there. There it is, or lkennedy@gnezpez.ca. I am in the city, but I'm definitely looking to connect with to my class with other classes. We're starting with community, what's in our environs, what's in our neighborhood, and then either make a 3D box community of our area, and or maybe a video and a Google slide, and then share that with other communities to find out, well, this is what's in our neck of the woods, what's in your neck of the woods, because the goal, there's math and there's a language art, there's cooperation, there's collaboration, but for me, the bigger goal is connection. What's outside our neighborhood that we don't know about, that we're missing, because we want to relate and understand other people. And if ever there was a year, there should have been many years, if ever there was a year to start off with that, it's this year. So that's where I'm going with that. I'll pause if there's any questions or something you're not sure about, or something that you want to add that you found that I missed the option for share the webcam. Yeah, so what I'll do is, let's see, Michelle, okay, Michelle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote you to moderator. So I've just gone down to your little blue Michelle button. You are now the moderator. So she's a square. That's how Michelle and I are both squares. Everybody else is a circle. So Michelle, on yours, you have now the option to share your screen. So if you're willing and you wish to, you can do the share your screen if you want to try that one, but because then you are taking over the presentation, if that's something that you want to try. So I'm making you a presenter. So now I've lost the rights to share my screen, and then Michelle can do that one. So it's very easy to hand it back and forth. So it's giving a lot of choice and voice to the participants in your presentation. Oh, sorry, I missed one last thing. So the other one was, apologize for that, is that we can go into breakout rooms. So I can allow users to choose a breakout room. I can create the breakout room. I can time the rooms to come out, or I can end the sessions and come back. So it looks like we're all back, but just know that you can go into a little journey. I see that Big Blue Button is approved by NS of the board. Yes, it is. It was to as much as my knowledge, it was something that they did for maybe the homework hub, if I am correct. And I used it, and they updated a little bit of the features with it because there was a few glitches. But definitely, it's NSED put this up for teachers to use. So yeah, it's definitely an approved one. Absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, I can put it, you can arrange the timer, sorry, Beth, yeah. You can arrange the timer for so many, say, minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then everybody's coming back to the room. Or I can automatically, close out the rooms for, for whatever reason. I'm just trying to akin this to if you had kids in the hallway, in the library, in the stairwell, and you say, come on back, and they amble back. This is kind of a quicker, nope, we're all back in one group type of thing. So you have an option. So it would be just kind of playing with some of the features. So closed caption features, and I was really fortunate when I found this. I jumped right on because I go feet first, and I just sent my sister a link, and we got on, tried it, and a couple of other teachers, and we all tried it. So definitely, give this a go. It's easy. You just give people the link, tweet them or email or text them the link, and they can get on, and then you can kind of, sit in both roles and figure out how does this work and try all of these things to your benefit, and then see where does this fit in with some of the things you're doing now. Because again, the buttons are one thing, but that's going to fall flat unless there's content or things that you want to use to promote or present and all of those things. Okay, so Sue, is your mic on? Sue, that might be it. So like the mic is at the bottom, and when you do this, do the mic features at the bottom? Sue is typing. And that's the other one, is because everybody's on a different system, and bandwidth is that was the inequity issue, was so disheartening. There would people that say, oh, I can see you, when they would type it, or people wouldn't hear us. So then what we would do is we'd have the ones that could see type to the ones that could hear, and then we'd be collaborating between houses to get one answer to the group. And it was really so heartening to see the students really working together to make sure everybody's voice was heard. Mic is at the bottom. I hope I think Sue is working, is getting that. Because when your mic is working, you see that it's pulsing at the bottom of your screen. Let's see. Oh, maybe that's Sue now.
No, that was just Maggie testing it.
Oh, testing it out, yeah. Yeah, now Sue, I see. I'll send this to Sue. Sue, I see a white circle on your name. Try going out and coming back in. So that's different times when things would drop or wouldn't work. We would say, listen, log out and scoop back in. So you could see, you can always see somebody coming back into a presentation at the top. And so kids were trying, they were persevering. It might have taken 3 or 4 times to get there. And it was just a way to really work out all the glitches, or then other students had strategies. And then for the one student who none of the tech was upgraded enough in their house, we just had mom FaceTime me, and then I put my cell phone, you know, in a teacup in front of the computer, so we were able to kind of connect that way and you know, do online trivia and fun things like that. Oh, there's Sue's back. Hey, yay, Sue. That's nice. We're at about 5 more minutes. So if there's anything that you want to share that you did with your class, or a website or a link or an activity, you know, we played interactive Guess Who online. We did interactive trivia, and that was student choice. So some things we did were with paper. We did the math shut the box game, all those things. So it was the technology that allowed us to do this one. See, Janique is typing. We'll give her a second. And again, this is, you know, for the younger kids, yes, they need somebody to kind of help, and you need a couple lessons just to say, like, oh, what about this? You know, what are some troubleshooting things that we could kind of cultivate? And, you know, we could put those in a shared note doc here, and then everybody could have a copy of this. So you'd have your little personal cheat sheet for the next time. Yeah, so on my side, I have a button that just says, in the cog, it says create breakout rooms. And what it does, it'll give me 3 boxes. And what I can do is I can slide your names in, or as many breakout rooms as I want. I can slide your names into any breakout room that I want. Or I can give you the option to randomly choose where you want to go. So if you know that you want to work with this group, you have that option, and so you're in that room yourself. So you end up going to a different big blue button meeting that's your individual small meeting, or by choice. Or I could put these particular people and box them in that group, and then I can pop in and out and be a moderator, listen in, all those. Same thing you would do is, if you're going around, you're just leaning over, pardon me, student shoulders, and you're interacting with the group. So it's part of the creator of the room, my options. Whereas I can mute people, I can lock people, I can boot people out. I can talk about writing closed captions. It's all in the option box. And share the link by going to, there's one kind of like one big link, and then all the rooms are in there. I got a question from Maureen. I believe that the recording of this will all be in the summer learning website, that the board is curating. They'll all be lined up there as well. I know that they're very good to tweet out notices when things are together, or just keep the link of the schedule website that you'll have for today and tomorrow's presentations, and that big one, and it'll be attached to that one. Thanks. Oh, great. Well, we are down to 2 minutes, so I want to thank everybody for coming today and sharing. Again, feel free to contact me and connect. A little thing that, because we're living on computers, to have the eye drops handy, and always have a little music, and just know that
was easy.
It can be just that easy. So have a good day as we dance out, and we'll see you soon.